So today I'm bringing you one of my favorite builds that I've been using forever. When I first found this build out, when they first introduced Determined, I was there. And man, I love this sniper build. This was the first time that I went to a sniper build, and this is pretty much the build that I've been using for a while. I'm gonna show everyone that this build is very good, and especially farming all directives, so to get the XP. Hope y'all enjoy. I love this build. This is my first build video, so let me know what I can improve and leave some feedback. So I'll see y'all soon. All right, welcome back. So let's get into it. So that's what it looks like. But before that, let's get into the specialization. And we are going to be running sharpshooter. Nothing else will work. Honestly, just stick with this specialization for this build. This will help you so much. So starting off with the weapons section, you want to max out the rifle and marksman rifle. You can do the pistol you want, SMG, shotgun, whatever you want to do, you can do. But these two are must. And then as we work our way over here to the bottom right, you want to focus on all four of these. It's very helpful, but one that is going to help you the most, and that is round after round talent. So what this one does is after 20 seconds in cover, you start generating 5 marksman rifle and 5 rifle ammo every 10 seconds. Very helpful for all directives and keeping your ammo up. Very good. Then we go up. We got the uniform, but the skill. I love using this skill for this build. So it marks all the enemies because we have a directive called Fog of War, and that pretty much doesn't show you where the enemies are coming from. So this drone will help. It helps me out, and it's certainly going to help you out a lot. So very helpful with the drone. And then all these other stuff is good. Activate all of them. But flashbangs, very helpful. This one, this one's 1 in the head. And what this one does is 50% increased headshot damage with rifles and marksman rifles. Very strong. And of course, right above that one, we have breath control, 15% increased weapon stability, reduces recoil and faster requisition. I don't even know, reacquisition of the target. But yeah, so that's basically it. The flashbang, these two, and the drone, and round after round, very helpful. Of course, with the extra marksman rifle damage, everything else is. That's why I chose this specialist. So on with the build. I'm gonna show you how much I love this build. As you see on my gear pieces, expertise 28. That's not gonna make or break the build. You can be fine with expertise 0. This build is not based on armor, so you're good. It's just more survivability. Anyway, everyone should be having at least 12 expertise on every single piece of armor and weapon, because it does not cost exotic components. At expertise 13, it starts costing exotic components. Everyone should be at 12. I try to teach a lot of people that. But other than that, we got the White Death for the marksman rifle. No, this one doesn't have expertise. And as you see in the bottom, my White Death that I use the most is expertise 30. And the hand basket is also expertise 30. So those are both extra 30% weapon damage. And I'll say, like, once you get like 30 expertise, if you want, you can start adding blue cores, even yellow cores. Like when you get too high damage, like there's no benefit, because you know you're pretty much already one tapping everything on the field. So you can swap the armor core, yellow core. It doesn't really matter once you start getting your expertise up for your weapon. So, but today is White Death, no expertise. That's what I'm going to be running. These two are my favorite 2 marksman rifles that I use the most. This one I use mostly legendary missions, especially in 4-man group. Hand basket works perfectly in legendary. Not too much of an issues. But very too good marksman rifle, especially at expertise 30. So if you don't want to use the white depth, you could try different other marksman rifles. It's not bad. I've seen a lot of people use the one marksman rifle. I think it's the where is it? Here it is, SR1. I see a lot of people use that. You can use it if you want. As you see, in the white depth is 433.6 K damage, and the SR is a little less damage, but pretty sure any marksman rifle you use with this build is gonna hit hard. It just comes down which one's hitting the hardest, which is not a big deal because even with the white depth, marksman rifle damage, headshot damage, and the third attribute you want damage your targets out of cover. Nothing else. The talent that you're going to be running is determined. This one's a must also. So what this one does is after killing an enemy with a headshot, the next shot landed on any enemy will be a guaranteed headshot. So basically to sum the talent up is once you get the headshot kill, you'll get that little logo on the right, top right of the talent, like a head with an X in it. You can start pretty much shoot anywhere on the body of the enemy and it will be a guaranteed headshot. That's what the determined does. And for the attachments, I am running with the digital scope. This is from the Specialization. That's why I told you to max out the rifle so you can get this. This is a plus 45% headshot damage. But mine is crit hit damage, but it doesn't really matter because we're not building for crit. We're building for headshot damage. If you don't want no negative -5 crit, you can run a regular sniper scope that gives you headshot damage. This one gives you 30% headshot damage. And I'm pretty sure there's another one, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, here it is. 35% headshot damage, but it minuses 10% reload speed. So you got choices. So for the second one, this is the magazines. This one comes with weapon damage, reload speed, stability, rate of fire. I want more damage. You can pick whatever you want. On to the grip. You can pick accuracy, stability, crit hit chance. Doesn't really matter. I went with, you can pick stability or accuracy, whichever one you feel like you need. You can swap them between those two, accuracy and stability, and you can see which one works for you. That's the attachments. Secondary, I am running Scorpion. Very helpful when enemies are running up on you. And for pistol, the reason why I am not running quick step is because once you swap to another weapon, you'll lose that determinant if you have a proc. So you're going to have to kill an enemy with a headshot to get the determinant to proc again. That's why I don't have quick step on. When I'm sniping, I want to have my sniper out at all times, unless I'm in a bad situation where I have to pull out my shotgun, but I just have to get my headshot kill again to proc determine. That is the weapons. Now onto the gear piece. So we are running a 4-piece Hotshot gear set. Mine's is going to be a 4-piece, starting off with the mask. And what the 2-piece give you is 30% marksman rifle damage and 30% weapon handling. 3-piece give you 30% headshot damage. And the 4-piece, I love the 4-piece. Honestly, if you don't want to run the 4-piece, the 3-piece is fine. But me, I like running the 4-piece just because of the extra stuff we get. Starting off with the first headshot with a marksman rifle will increase next headshot by 20%. Next headshot doesn't mean you don't have to kill him. If you kill him, it's fine. If you don't kill him, you still get that 20% on the next shot. Second consecutive headshot with a marksman rifle will give you 10% armor. If at full armor, it will give you bonus armor, max plus 50% of the current armor value. If you keep getting kills, you get 10% armor. Let's say you're at full armor, it will start giving you bonus armor at that point. So very helpful. I love getting that bonus armor. But the third consecutive headshot will refill the magazine. That is wonderful because you don't have to reload. It's nice. And then from the fourth headshot forward, agents will get all 3 bonuses for each consecutive headshot kill. Missing that headshot will reset the cycle. So, gotta keep hitting those shots. You can't miss. The mask rolls is weapon damage with double headshot damage. For our second piece, Hotshot, we're going with the gloves. This one's rolled with weapon damage and headshot damage. For the knee pads, is weapon damage and headshot damage. And don't know if you called it, but weapon damage and headshot damage again for the holster. So pretty much all headshot damage for those. Like I said, once you start getting your expertise, and you can swap these red cores for blue or yellow, whatever you want to do, whatever hybrid you want to do. More options come available. Starting up with 2 yellow pieces. Starting with the name Walker Harris chest piece. This one's called Chain Killer. And this is where your damage, you're going to get a lot of your damage. So the roles on this one is weapon damage, headshot damage, weapon handling, and headshot damage. Onto the talent, we have his Perfect Headhunter. And what this one does is after killing an enemy with a headshot, your next weapon hit within 30 seconds deal an additional 150% of that killing blow damage. So damage is capped to 800% of your weapon damage. This is rise to 150% if your headshot damage is greater than 150%, which this build is going to be way greater than 150%. So that's how you get the extra damage. And then we move on to the name Backpack Providence. And this one is called the Gift. And this one is rolled with weapon damage, weapon handling, headshot damage, and headshot damage. The talent is Perfect Vigilance. This one increased total weapon damage by 25%. Taking damage, disable this buff for 3 seconds. Now we got the 3 seconds because this is a named backpack. So that's what's giving us the 3 seconds. And if you can't get the name backpack, you can use a regular Providence backpack. It's not an issue. You just have to wait, I think, 2 more seconds, which is 5 seconds for the talent to come back. If you get shot. If you don't get shot, you're good. So that is the weapons. That is the gear pieces. Now on to the skills. Like I said, I'm using this drone to tell me where the enemies are. And if you max out that specialization tree, you can get this God Road mod. This one gives you duration, which is very helpful. And then this one is extremely helpful with scan range. So you can scan enemies farther. And then for the third mod, I couldn't find anything that is good for this slot. I don't think there is. So I just kept damage. Everything else is useless, just like damage, because this drone is not putting out damage. So that's what I put. And for my decoy, I am running health and duration. So you do not have to use these 2 skills if you don't want to. You can use Reviver Hive, you can use drone, turret, secret mines, smart cover, sticky bombs, use whatever you want, right? This build is not locked behind a certain skills, but these 2 skills will help you in the long run. So that's why I chose these 2. It's perfect for this build. But just letting you know, you do not have to use these 2. So that pretty much wraps up that build. And I'm going to be giving you tips on gameplay. And as you've seen, in the event tab, there's no bonuses that's giving us extra damage, any survivability. Everything is over with. So the Vanguard Overdrive is ended. It's not active. We still have the Assassin's Creed and the Kennedy College still going. So, and another thing is the season modifiers are disabled. So I'm not getting any extra damage from the season modifier. All the damage is strictly from this build. So with that being said, let's go to the stats. And we are sitting at 350% headshot damage. Or wonderful, wonderful damage. So that's all that matters pretty much is the headshot damage for this build. And you see we got reload speed bonus, 56%. Nice. So I'll see y'all on West End. That is top left side of the map. And we are going to be taking over a control point. I'm going to give you tips along the way. I'll see y'all at West End.
All good here.
All right, we're at West End. And we're gonna be taking over this control point over here. So let's get to the tips. So one tip for this build is, especially if you're running all directives, this tip will help you the most. So how do I get ammo? Simple. I just sit behind cover.
This is the suck, man.
As you seen, the one perk in the specialization tree for the sharpshooter is when I sit behind cover for 20 seconds, generate 5 rifle and 5 marksman rifle ammo, and then now we'll continue reoccurring every 10 seconds. As you've seen, 20 seconds will pass, I will get 5 ammo as you just seen, and then the next 10 seconds I will get 5 more ammo. So that pretty much sums up the ammo. You can wait here as long as you possible you need. Me, I'm comfortable with 10 ammo, so I can hop out of cover and go to the control point. Another thing with this build
Hostile control point
is
detected.
it has a little bit of disadvantages.
This is worse than my old day job.
Not big disadvantages that will break the build, but to let you know if you're playing in a 4-man group.
Yes, you.
Let me see this guy real quick. We got 7.2 million. If you're playing in a 4-man group, your enemy's health will scale. So with that being said is
Feels like I've been on
so
watch forever.
with the enemy health scaling higher when you're in a a 4-man group, the enemies will have more health and the boss will be much more tankier. Another thing you have to look out for is enemies with helmets. Armor helmets, they will consume your determined. So always be careful of shooting enemies with helmets. Once you shoot them, it will break their helmet and it will take away your determined. So you're going to get another headshot to get proc your determined. So watch out for enemies with helmets. And if you're in a 4-man group, you want to wait for named bosses to have like a half or quarter of their health armor left to kill them with the sniper. So just let your team weaken them, and then you can just finish them off. So that's tips for dealing with enemies with a lot of health and armor. The good thing with the helmets is when you break their helmets, it will stagger them. So as long as you're patient with your shot, you can get your determined back real quick from the same enemy. So as you've seen, I'm just sitting behind cover and I'm missing my shots. I'm missing my shots again. So, patiently working. Alright, if you're playing solo, you see that name boss, full health. Let's real quick. Watch this. And this is a drone. This is what I should have used the drone before going in here, but let's see. Look at that. That was 24 million. I think the highest I can hit is probably 27 million. And that's without so it looks like it's 25, 26, 26. Yeah, it's almost 27. That's not bad. As you see the red lines from the drones? They're showing that they're coming down that way. That's why I love the drone. I know a lot of people don't like using it because you gotta center directions and stuff. But look at that. It's a wonderful, helpful drone. Oh. If you're in a solo, you don't have to worry about, the named boss being low health. You can just pretty much one-tap everything except when the enemy has a helmet. That's the only time you're not going to one-shot. So I don't know what that was, but here we go.
We need you to stabilize southwest.
Ooh, some rogue agents. See how tanky rogue agents are? 26 million. So this is where decoy will come in handy. Watch this.
Rogue agent detected.
Decoyed out.
Hostile stinger hive detected.
I gotta. Look at that. See that? Ooh, I missed. Ooh. So headshot and wait for him to go and cover, right? It's the best time to get them headshots from up here. Perfect.
Rogue
See that?
agent eliminated.
What is that? 4 shots? 4 or 5 shots and deal with
Supply room
2
access.
rogue agents? Not too bad at all. Oh, that's perfect. And tell me what y'all think about the build. If y'all like it, what would you change? What marksman rifle you gonna use? Try. Let me know. And
Good job.
hope y'all enjoy this build. I got more build videos coming. I'm gonna post my favorite striker build. I know, striker, everyone has it. My best healer build. I love using that healer build. It's honestly better than was it Future Initiative? That one's good,
Almost in the books.
but the one healer build that I use is just way better. So I'll see y'all in the next video. It's been fun. But Big Los out.